I've got an update on the trail camp. But before I get into that, is there anybody in North Central Florida who is interested in purchasing an unopened box of 1/4-inch hardware cloth? It is 48-inch by 100 foot, and I'll sell it to you for $100 because it is just not going to work for me out here. It's not going to work. But basically out here, there are two spots where some kind of, it seems like a new kind of predator is getting into. We do have raccoons, but raccoons tend to try to reach in the wire and pull things out. Whatever this thing is getting into the wire. It's getting into 2-inch by 1-inch spaces. It's not a snake, because snakes tend to like swallow things whole, or if the thing is too big for them to swallow whole, they will swallow part of it and spit it back out. The thing that is getting into my coops is getting in there and ripping things to shreds and eating out the insides and just leaving parts scattered. And it's leaving parts scattered inside the coop and outside the coop. Okay, so this is the first coop, and we were thinking that it was getting in low, and that by putting up this 1/4-inch hardware cloth over the livestock fencing, that it's preventing raccoons from reaching in, and it's preventing, if whatever the thing was getting in low, from getting in. However, since we put this up, I have lost more birds inside of the coop. Something has gotten into the coop and eaten the birds inside of the coop. Another tidbit of information is it's only the smallest birds. It's only my teenage birds, and probably birds that are not roosting. They're probably puddling on the ground, and they're not up off the ground. Because before I lost the last batch of birds in here, after we put up this extra wire here, I really thought, and we found a possum up the way that had unalived itself somehow, and we thought, ooh, maybe it was a possum getting in there. So I thought everybody was safe. So I put some birds in there, and they were like 16-week-ish old birds, old enough to be roosting, which I didn't really consider at the time, and they did fine in there for a week. And so I was like, okay, cool, everything's okay in here. I put some younger birds in there who were likely nesting on the ground, and in one night they were all gone. The slightly bigger, slightly older chicks were fine, but those chicks that I had just put in there were gone overnight, and whatever got in there ate them in the coop. It didn't take them out. Again, I think they were on the ground. I think whatever is getting them on the ground. So when I got the trail cam recently, I put it up so that it was facing that coop over there. But I actually think that where I had it stationed, it was too far away. So I've been considering that I need to move it. I did move it, so let's talk more about that. This is really the update portion of this video. So this right here is supposed to be the fortress. And if you'll remember, initially, before we put this hardware cloth down around the edge, you'll see that there's also livestock fencing down underneath that hardware cloth, because that's what we put down around our coops for 7 years, and it's worked just fine for us. Usually we'll put wire down and railway ties around the edge as well, which we didn't do here. So within a week, I would say, of me putting birds out here on the ground, something was digging, before the hardware cloth was there, something was digging in between those 2-inch spaces into the ground, in between the livestock fencing, and digging down and up into, and slaughtered a lot more chicks than I would care to admit. And so that's when we added the 1/4-inch hardware cloth around the perimeter as well. And then some of you might remember the video I made the other day when I announced that I got a trail cam, because I found this little tear right there. Something tore through the 1/4-inch hardware cloth, which really pisses me off, honestly, because isn't 1/4-inch hardware cloth supposed to be the solution to all things? But it's a pretty clean cut, and so I have thought, and there's no hair on it, there's no blood, and so I've kind of been rationalizing, like, well, maybe some, like a limb or something fell over into it and just made the cut, right? But of course, still, I put this big thing of wire here just in case, and I've been checking on it every day. You know, I've been walking the perimeter and looking for holes, and today I found this. Okay, so this is down the side wall, right? Look right here. Something has ripped that. It almost looks like it was cut with scissors. And you see the dirt there and the dirt there. So there's 2 little rips with dirt right next to it. Like something is trying to dig, right? Like clearly something else is trying to get in right here. So I don't know what's happening. But longer story short, I have moved the trail cam over here to have perfect eyes on this brooder box. It's like whatever the thing is, knows and is going for my smallest birds. I don't know how it knows. My update is that I have not found what the predator is yet, but I have found where he is or she is currently active. I have moved the trail cam, and I'm hoping that we're gonna have some answers soon. What do you guys think it is?